they paid up front. Wanted a party. Old lords.
Get dressed. Stay here. I will want to talk to you.
Элизабет. Лизаби. Хорошо, друзья. Ну. Так, здесь братва у нас.
Playing games. What are you doing here?
The pleasure girl was right. There's more than a few of them down there. We should proceed with caution.
Так, мы с вами как-то вниз можем попасть? Ну, пока я не вижу тут никакой лестницы. Двигаемся тогда дальше. Здесь какой-то кабинет. Очень интересный.
Looks like a study, Inquisitor. We must surely find something revealing here.
Живопись. Друзья, я люблю живопись. Какие-то паломники идут в какой-то, да, в какую-то башню. Так, кто здесь у нас? Какой-то...
Perhaps we should scan the room with the auspex, Gregor.
Ну да, я это собирался сделать. Кто такой, в общем, вот этот персонаж на картине, ладно. На столе ничего нет. Вот давайте, да, вот эту картину посмотрим.
Simon Croats. That's not a name I know.
Так, нам с вами как-то надо найти путь вниз, друзья. Так, вероятнее всего...
Intruder!
Так, давайте посмотрим. Денежки есть у нас? Давайте еще немножко, да, подкопим вот на... Как-то вот надо бы вот этот нам меч, да, разблокировать. Или плазмоган. Я даже не знаю. Слегка прокачались. Потратили деньги.
Patrol 2, are you there? Come in! I'm not taking any chances.
Arm up, boys. Looks like we got ourselves some trouble.
What was that? Hey, you! Stop!
Move close to the safe.
Be still.
Someone's coming.
back.
I know some of these men. Those two are locals, low-grade laborers. Long list of petty convictions on both.
Hired muscle.
Seems to be your man's way. The others are off-worlders.
You found papers?
No, it's just a hunch. None of them have got any ID or markers, and I haven't found a cache anywhere.
What about this one?
I have rights.
You are in the custody of the Imperial Inquisition. You have no rights whatsoever. Your name?
I will not answer.
He had switched on some mental conditioning, no doubt taught by Iglo. Mind tricks won't help you.
Go screw yourself.
Tell me your name.
Simon Croats.
Godwin Fishig.
Very well, Simon Croats. Where are you from?
Thracian Primaris.
What was your job there?
I was trade envoy for the bonded merchant guild of Synesius.
I knew the name. Guild Synesius was one of the largest mercantile companies in the sector and had links to the imperial nobility. And what work brought you to Hubris?
That same work. There is always trade to be had. Long-term contracts with the authorities on this world that require the personal touch.
And what brought you to these private apartments?
Namba Wilk, a local trader. He invited me for a mid-dormant feast.
This dwelling is registered to Namba Wilk, a trader, as he says, no priors. I don't know him.
What about Iclone?
I don't know any Iclone.
There was a ring of truth to his voice. He may well not have known Iclone by that name. There is an awful lot of your story that doesn't add up. You're found here consorting with recidivists who we can connect to a planetary conspiracy. There are charges of murder to be considered. We can continue this in far more intimate and comprehensive circumstances. Or you can make me like you by filling in some details now.
I don't know what to tell you.
Whatever you know. About the Pontius, perhaps? Damn it. He was dead. Iclone had left fail-safes in the conditioning that would trigger at certain subjects. The Pontius evidently was one of those.
So we know nothing?
We know a great deal. Weren't you listening? For a start, we know the Pontius is the most precious secret they protect. The rooms were filling with the freezing wind from outside the dome. Had to escape or be entombed, slowly dying to the ice and cold.
What's happening?
We're leaving. The charges were set off by the same spasm that killed Croats. I realized Fishik was now beginning to understand the resources and capabilities of the people we worked against. Their abominable crime at Processional 212 had demonstrated the scale of their malice, but he hadn't seen that firsthand. Arbeits squads moved into the dwelling and secured it while local Medicaid servitors patched our wounds. We returned to the gun cutter, taking Bequin with us, but little new information. Save that the bonded merchant guild of Synesius may be worth questioning, and that the Pontius was a name with fatal consequences.
Что ж, друзья, давайте поговорим. и выясним, кто такой все-таки Понтус. Он серьезный арбитр.
It's a common enough name in this subsector. I've turned up over 500,000 citizens with that forename. Another 200,000 with it as a middle name, plus another 40 or 50,000 spelling variants.
What about the definite article?
I have over 9,000 marks with that connection.
Pontius Glor,
Not on my lists,
because he's dead?
because he's dead. But it sort of makes sense.
Pontius Glor, the seventh son of Oberon Glor, a wastrel dilettante who fell into heresy, becoming an abominable disciple of chaos. For 15 long years he wrought discord and evil before being slain by the great Absalom Angevin. Gudrun was the ancestral home of the Glors. He may be dead, but the name and the connection were too obvious to ignore. Midas, find us passage to Gudrun.
That girl Beckwin is waiting in your room.
А это мне уже больше нравится. Я попробую допросить эту девушку. Ну что? Будешь отвечать на мои вопросы?
The Arbite say they will charge me with murder and conspiracy.
Sit down. I can make sure the charges are dropped. I have that authority.
Why would you do that? Even if you clear me, I can't carry on here. I'll be marked as trouble. I'll have to move on again.
You're not from Hubris?
No. I was born on Bonaventure. Got here by way of this and that. I've travelled a lot. Never stayed put for very long.
Because things get difficult.
That's right. I'd stuck it out here longer than anywhere. Now that's all screwed up.
Stand up.
Make your mind up.
I want to ask you some questions about the men who employed you at Thorview 12011. If you answer helpfully, I can cut you a deal.
What sort of deal?
I can take you to Gudrun. Or I can offer you employment if you're interested.
Employment? Even big bad inquisitors have needs, huh? That's fine.
You misunderstand. The services I have in mind will be new to you. Not the sort of work you're accustomed to.
You're an odd one, all right. Are all inquisitors like you?
No. Once Fishig returned Eiclone's possessions to us from the custodians, Loink and I prepared to conduct an auto-seance. I did not expect to glean much from the process, but it was one of the first techniques I'd learned as an Inquisitor. And it was possible that this close inspection of the psychic residues would reveal something to us.
Ready to begin whenever you are, Master.
Ну давай посмотрим, что за сеанс. Так, ну и как мы будем тут? Так не до конца и понял, что здесь надо сделать.
This has a thick, gelatinous aura. Loink, amplify me.
Интересно. И что? Суть-то какая этой фишки? Подожди, то есть... Сейчас кое-что попробуем. Ну, выбрали мы эту штуку. Нужно в какое-то определенное время отпустить, я так полагаю. Не получается в определенное время. Нет. Да что такое? Как-то надо, да. То есть до меня начинает доходить, что надо сделать. Да.
Day Sumner. I hear Day Sumner as a barely audible whisper.
Ладно. Что ж, давайте следующую вещь исследуем. Перебор. Довольно быстро нужно все это делать. Теперь, когда мы поняли, да, от нас требуют, чтобы мы быстро активировали все эти точки. Блин.
I can feel the aftertaste of his death. Do not touch it.
Немножко не хватило.
It is cold. Colder than the ministrations of Dormant. Nothing. Nothing but malice.
There was danger. Vile danger. From the casket.
I felt it.
But the whole seance was unseemly, Master. As if distracted and spoiled by some factor.
I can explain. The girl we have aboard is an untouchable.
Keep her away from me.
Так, давайте покинем каюту. Так, как насчет аквиллы? Взаимодействие с аквиллой. 1000 имперских кредитов. Так, ну что, поспать? Даже инквизитор должен иногда спать.
Just prepping for takeoff. We'll be ready shortly.
And so we left the freezing world of hubris behind, taking Elizabeth and Fishik with us. Betancourt piloted the gun cutter up out of the atmosphere to the Essene awaiting above us in orbit. This vast bulk clipper was a trader, running cargoes of fine wine from Hesperus to Hubris. Tobias Maxilla, the ship's captain, had been recruited by Betancourt to get us to Gudrun in 2 weeks.
Ну, если вы посмотрите, да? Здесь еще Эйзенхорн молодой, а там уже старый. Встретить капитана С на мостике. Интересная задача. Так, здесь какие-то лоботомированные сервиторы. Вот здесь моя братва стоит. Бетанкор, Фишек. Здорово, пацаны. Все. Погнали. Это что за...
Tobias Maxilla, at your service.
You run this route regularly?
For the past few decades, it's seasonal. Sameta, Hesperus, Tracian, Hubris, Gudrun, sometimes to Messina too. When Dormant finishes on Hubris, there'll be a lot more work there.
So you know these routes well?
Yes, Chastener, I know them well.
I don't think we need to start interrogating Master Maxilla yet, Fishing.
It's a beautiful ship, Maxilla. Classic as old pattern, unless I'm mistaken. You are, of course, correct, Captain Betancourt. From the shipyards of Tancred, no less. Wait till you see the staterooms. I have quite the collection of beautiful artifacts. Even some portraits from the Samata school.
I must tell Amos, our savant. I'm sure he will be fascinated.
I will happily give him a tour once we are underway. One cannot pass up the opportunity of cultivated conversation. My entire crew is servitors, which makes them more reliable than pure flesh, but somewhat less loquacious.
Interesting. You don't trust humans?
Inquisitor! It is not a case of trust, simply one of dependability. The Immaterium does not forgive mistakes.
Да, Варп не прощает ошибок. Какая задача? Встретить капитана Эссена на мостике. А, Эссена. Капитан Эссен. Эссен — это судно.
The Essene left Hubris later that day, executed the translation to the Empyrean effortlessly, and made best speed for Gudrun. Maxilla provided quarters for us all in his state apartments, but we spent most of our time on the cutter, working. By the 5th day, my sleep patterns had begun to return to normal. Eichler stalked my dreams once more, leaving the after-image of his grinning face each time I woke. At least I assumed it was his face.
Что ж, друзья, опять сон.
Eisenhorn?
Feeling cold, Eisenhorn? You'll join these corpses soon. You cannot stop us, Inquisitor. The Days are numbered.
Чувствую влияние хаоса.
We translated back into real space and entered the Gudrun system on the morning of the 8th day. Here, at the outreach of the system, we would pay our last respects to Loris Vippen. She had joined me in the first place to visit the stars, and that's where we would leave her.
Who was she?
A friend. A comrade.
Is this how she wanted to go?
I don't think she wanted to go at all. Bequin, there is something I have to tell you. I had been avoiding this conversation. She had no idea that she was an untouchable, a blank. Like all untouchables, her negative presence in the warp rendered her immune to psychic influence, which in turn made her a potent anti-psycho weapon. It also meant that she exuded an air of unpleasantness which rose to fear and revulsion in the psychically attuned. Her whole life had been shaped by this, and she had no idea. She did not take the news well. She knew now that her friendless, loveless existence was due to the fact that she was abnormal, and not surprisingly had little interest in the details of the job that I had in mind for her. In truth, I was relieved when Maxilla called me to the bridge.
Так, ну что ж, друзья. С Эссеном, да? С капитаном Эссеном, Максилой, да? Давайте встретимся в следующей части, а пока завершим на этом серию, да? Подписывайтесь.